on, guys? It's your boy C Boogie. We're out here today at my dad's shop. Yeah, check this place out. What we're working on today is we're gonna be building this out of that. So this is 3.5-inch oval shaped stainless steel tubing, exhaust tubing, and I've had this idea for a while. I want to do a bedside exit exhaust tip on my Silverado prerunner build, and you know, a lot of shapes that you can mess around with and do for a tip. And I've been sitting on this idea for a while, and I think it's going to turn out sweet. So today we're going to start making it. We're going to start off with, I already kind of made this to mock it up. This is just like my proof of concept, you know, kind of gave me an idea of where to cut, what to cut, based off of this tubing here. So a cross section on this here, probably go here. This is about a 3-inch cross section here. If I need it bigger, I could always cut it back after the full thing is done, but that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we're just going to be using this bandsaw. It's pretty rusty. I mean, I think he moves it in and out of the shop quite a bit, but it makes really good, nice, clean cuts. Since I already made this, and it looks the way I want, we're just going to copy it onto this tubing here. And so what we're starting with is 8 1/8. We're going to mark this out. Eight and 1/8. Take this over here. And so I'm going to have to adjust this. Like this. That'll kind of hold it in place for me. We got this knob right here. So when you're using a bandsaw like this, you obviously have to make it so that your guide clears, but to get the best, like, straightest cut, you kind of want that as close to your material as possible. I think we're gonna go like just like that. So we're gonna lock this thing back down. All right, and now we can adjust our depth. So here's our Sharpie mark. We set the blade right down on top of that Sharpie mark. Tighten this back down. And then I want to double check how square we are here. So got the square. This is kind of tricky, but basically just gonna eyeball that. Square to the die, square to the blade. She looks good enough for me. My dad usually keeps this thing pretty well tuned. So now we've got that locked in. We're just gonna slowly lower this thing down. We got a bunch of ballast up here, if you can hear me still. A bunch of weight up here that'll help cut it. But to get the blade started on a good groove, I always like to kind of just slowly lower it down until it starts digging in. And now it's going to cut all the way through. Just like that. So I'm going to run this over to the bench grinder and just kind of knock off the burrs from this thing. Give this thing a kick start. All right. One down. One piece of the puzzle. I'm gonna make one more of these, and then to get this shape we're doing, I'm gonna be cutting it in a cross section like that, flipping it around, and then 4 of those little cross sections will make our finished shape here. And so I'm measuring 1 inch in from the outside edge. Just from the tip to this point here is 1 inch. And I'm just transferring my marks up to where I can see them. Right like that. And same on this side. Transferring my marks up. Just like that. And then the real beauty of the bandsaw here is I'm going to be cutting these big, long, straight cuts at an angle like that. So I'm going to get these marked up all the way. Okay, so this part's really important. I'm going to have to flip it here, and I don't want to mark the wrong direction. So we're going to go here and go in that way. Yeah, okay. I'm going to throw my straight edge up here. I can just drag straight across. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Let's see. All right. This is going to be sketchy, but we're going to send it. Okay. So that thing is, the majority of that is cut right now. I think the plan is going to be do one side, flip it over, cut the other side, and to keep the structural, like to be able to clamp this in place, I think I'm going to have to leave this a little bit here and then go in with a grinder and cut it out afterwards. And so all right. That's pretty much all I was doing here today. Let's go back to the shop. So yeah, got this thing all tack welded. Kind of hammered out the opening a little bit more. That's gonna take some fine tuning to get to a round shape so I can put an actual like exhaust tube in there, but check that out. That's pretty cool. Different. it still has these points on it. It's going to be getting cut back to like a flat angle. Again, this is going on my Silverado, and it's going to be coming out of the bedside in like an X shape. And so when I get, when I get time to actually putting this on the truck, I'm sure that'll be a separate video, but I need to get this thing over to get TIG welded by my buddy. And yeah, once I get this thing like actually TIG welded up, I just tacked the insides because I didn't want this outside seam to be like ugly, because all I have is the MIG welder. He's gonna TIG weld this up for me, and then I can actually put the hurt on this flange here and get it to be a little bit more circular. So yeah, hope you like that process. It's kind of cool. I don't know, I've never seen an exhaust tip like this before, so I'm gonna throw in some like 360 footage of this thing, mocked up on the 8-into-1 collector, about like that. Yeah, thanks for watching.